Hello, welcome back to the Hustle Zone podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Edelman, and today we're going to be talking about the signing of Curt Casali and Alex Wood. This podcast should have been done like a solid week ago because I had the notes done, I had everything done. I was honestly just incredibly lazy and just put it off. But I'm doing it now, and yeah, so let's get into it. And welcome back. Let's just get into it. We have two signings. The one that happened like a solid 3 weeks ago was the signing of Curt Casali. He's 32 years old. We signed up for 1.5 million years, and it's an okay signing. I guess it would be a good signing for definitely the amount we paid for him if we didn't have Joey Bart, because Buster Posey, although he is great, he is definitely turning more into just a defensive catcher. He isn't going to be playing as much, but I thought that meant Joey Bart would get more time and he would just develop in the majors. Right now, it seems like they are going to move him down into the minors or something, because there really isn't a point to have a young catcher that wants to make his time in the majors and really just develop there, and then he just never gets any playing time. I think Curt Casali really takes Joey Bart's time, but we can talk about that after I give you the stats. In 2019, he played 84 games, which is the most he's played in his career, with a 251 average, 411 slugging, 331 on base percentage, a 25% strikeout percentage, and a 10.6 walk percentage. The walks and the strikeouts, both of them are either below or above average. Let me rephrase that. The walks are a little bit below average, and the strikeout rate is a little bit above average. He gets on base not even that, and it's okay. 331 isn't a great on base percentage. His slugging isn't that good. His average is average. With Joey Bart last year in the majors and watching him hit, I think we should keep him up here, especially when we face more or better teams that won't steal a lot or something like that. Because if Joey Bart develops here, he knows how to hit. We saw that in 2020, even in a limited amount of time. I'm pretty sure the number is he hit 8 doubles that all hit the wall and had an over 100 miles per hour exit velo. Everybody was excited for his first game. And when he hit his first ever hit in the majors, which was a double, it came out to be 103 miles per hour off the bat, and it literally hit the top of the wall. If you change the launch angle 3 degrees up, that ball's out of here. So I don't understand why we got Curt Casali, who has never even been a full-time catcher, let alone a notable great catcher in his career. He has really just been a part-time catcher. He's played with the Reds and the Rays for split between 6 years. I really don't think we should be picking up catchers when we even have Chadwick Tromp there, who played decently in 2020. If we're going to put Joey Bart down into the minors, I don't think we should be wasting even 1.5 mil on a catcher who's just going to split time with Buster Posey, and not even that much better than catchers we already had. We could have gotten some cheaper arms for our bullpen or something like that. I don't know of anybody at the top of my head, but I do think we could have really put money into our bullpen more. This is going to be a short podcast because, I don't know, the Giants don't make any moves right now, and they don't really need to, especially with the Dodgers and Padres making even more moves and having insane lineups. Like Chris Paddock, maybe even an all-star pitcher, is their 5 pitcher for the Padres. And with the Dodgers, Dustin May, somebody who has an 100-mile-per-hour fastball with 19 or two-seam fastball with 19 inches of horizontal movement, is not even their ace. I think he's going to be a consistent starter for them this year, but that's beside the point, especially because of the Dodgers. And while we're on the top of the Dodgers, let's get into Alex Wood. That is a notable name for us Giants fans because in 2016 and stuff, he kind of dominated us a little. But let's go back to 2018, the last time he actually played that much, because in 2019 and 2020, in 2019 he got injured, and then in 2020, it's a shortened season. He was kind of like a half starter, half reliever for the Dodgers, and when you put somebody who has essentially been a starter his whole career, he'll come in relief once or twice, maybe, in some games for other teams. But with the Dodgers, they pretty much put him in a relief role in 2020. And so he had some inflated stats there. So I thought the most fair thing to do is really go back to 2018, the last time he's actually played a full season, or at least most of his season. He had an 8 strikeouts per 9, a 2.37 walks per 9, and a 8.49 hits per 9. That's pretty good. He doesn't strike many people out. He has a good walks per 9. He doesn't walk many people, because when you really need to worry about walks is when it's over 3.4 or something. And then the hits per 9, 8.49. That's pretty good. I'm pretty sure the average was 9.2 or something. I couldn't be mixing up those numbers with anything. Yeah. But I like this pickup. Like I said in the last one, I didn't like Tyler Beede being there in our rotation. I do think he needs to develop more and stuff like that. And I think Alex Wood being a great pickup, especially for only 1 year, $3 million. It's a great pickup. He has had 2 seasons where he pitched the whole season in a sub-3 ERA, and one of those seasons was 2.47 or something. So he definitely has the potential of being a great pitcher. And I think the only reason nobody paid as much is because he got injured in 2019, and then with the 2020 season, he had a 6.56 or a 6.26 ERA. But that's just because, number one, he is coming back from injury. Number two, he's going into more of a relief role than a starting role, which is always weird for a pitcher at least for a little. And then the shortened season really just inflates the stats, either for better or for worse. Because you see somebody like Christian Yelich, who didn't really have a hot month or two, so his stats really came together at the end of the year, but at the start of the year, he had a 210 average at some point. And, I'm just saying, your stats will either be incredibly inflated or incredibly deflated. So I think we can't really trust 2019, 2020. And yeah, I think this is a great pickup. And I don't know. I'm going to try to make it to 10 minutes here, but we traded Sam Coonrod. I don't have any notes here for that. But we traded him to I think the White Sox or something. I don't have any notes on Sam Coonrod. I don't really think he's a huge part of our team right now. Maybe there's some special fans that people liked him. We traded him for like this really young prospect who just got drafted or something. He's a big guy. He's like 6'7", 240. So yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I don't think it's going to affect us anytime. The guy is probably not going to make it to the majors because it's incredibly hard to make it to the majors. And yeah, this was a short podcast. Let's hope the Giants do more things to compete. But we'll just the thing to look forward to, especially because the Padres. You look at the news and it's like the Padres, the Dodgers, the Mets are doing a lot of things, and they're making their teams better. And then when you look at the Giants, we're kind of in this weird stale state where we're not bad, but we're not like competing for the title. And I think one thing that always like gets my spirits up about the Giants is we're never ever as long as Farhan is the president of baseball operations, we'll never beat the Orioles. And that's what you should think about. Because the Orioles suck. And they will suck for, I don't know, maybe like 4 more years. But still, we're never going to go into that deep of a rebuild. So, with all the weird things happening in your life, or bad things or whatever, that's something to look forward to. That will never, ever be the Orioles. Have a good day.